The rundown of the procedures of the case in the preliminary court made over a time of 4 years. From the date of appearance of the candidate, Imran Khan, on September 9, 2017, till September 22, 2021. Gives confidence to the conflict of the respondent that the director of the solicitor has stayed obstinate all through the procedures of the case in the preliminary court. Read a 17-page judgment. Created by Equity Syed Mansoor Ali Shah. The SC excused Imran's allure against the Lahore High Court request. The LHC had maintained the preliminary court's choice to strike out the PTI boss right of the guard in the maligning suit. Equity Aminuddin Khan supported Equity Shah's viewpoint. In any case, Equity Aisha Malik disagreed with it. The larger part of the judgment noticed that interrogatories filled in as a helpful device to abbreviate suit and decreased litigation costs. Such maltreatment throughout interrogatories must be controlled mercilessly. The fair utilization of the course of interrogatories, as said by Equity Walsh, ought to be empowered. For it would bring about impressive setting aside of time and cash, and in this manner be gainful to the gatherings of the case as well concerning the organization of equity overall, the SC noted. Top court slams Imran's conduct in defamation. That's what the court saw, albeit the SC knew about the way that the appointed authorities of the preliminary courts played out the burdensome errand of administering equity at the grassroots level in unpleasant and testing conditions, as well as in a troublesome and requesting climate. The tolerance displayed on their part in the question of obliging ridiculous solicitations for deferment, even at the expense of dismissing the timetables gave in the pertinent regulations, was unjustifiable. Read more. Top court slams Iran's conduct in defamation of character, an authoritative request of the court, which determines a chance to do a specific demonstration in the procedures of the case with an advance notice of last and open door, should be trailed by the legitimate outcomes recommended by the pertinent regulation for its resistance, the decision read. The SC saw that orders conceding dull deferments with admonitions of last and outright last and last opportunity became futile and broke the certainty of the defendant public in the court's requests, importantly debilitating its position. A innocuous court is the most terrible type of bad form, regardless of how high or low in the pyramidal framework. It is as yet an official courtroom and should not avoid practicing its position under the law, the judgment noted. Understand more. Imran records maligning argument against television station. Financial specialist Equity Shah likewise saw that the unreasonable postponement in the finish of cases was the fundamental test looked at by the legal executive, which devastatingly affected the believability of the equity framework and the public certainty rested in it. An extreme methodology is expected, as said by Ruler Griffiths, to handle the issue of postpone in the suit cycle by implementing a court-controlled case the board framework, which ought to guarantee that once a disputant has entered the prosecution interaction, his case continues as per a schedule as endorsed by rules of court. Defendants and their lawful guides should perceive that any postponement, which happens due to resistance to the recommended plans, is evaluated not just according to the perspective of the bias caused to a specific disputant for whose situation it happens, yet additionally corresponding to the adverse consequence it has on the general organization of equity, the decision read. The SC saw that the fair utilization of the course of interrogatories, accordingly, eventually brought about a general shortening of the preliminary and in this manner helped in accomplishing the established objective of the modest and speedy regulation of equity. Read more. Top court slams Iran's conduct in a defamation suit. The court additionally noticed that it was really the case that the arrangements of a procedural regulation were commonly catalogued in nature and understood generously to propel the reason for equity, as their fundamental objective was to work with its organization. A similar purposive methodology is to be embraced while understanding and applying a procedural arrangement which gives a period to doing a specific demonstration important to the further advancement of the case, the court noted. The SC noticed that the fundamental motivation behind giving a period in procedural standards was to speed up the consultation and finish of cases as well as to stay away from pointless deferments. The judgment saw that despite the advance notice of the preliminary court, Imran didn't present his responses to the interrogatories of the respondent on November 24, 2022.